Hey there, it's Raven Scry here today to offer another crypto reading. This one's been requested by Jinesh, so thank you, Jinesh, for sharing. He's asked for Kusama, KSM, Cetus with a Cetus, and Kava. Also, if you'd like one of these crypto readings, please don't hesitate to get in touch with me via the About page of the channel and the email there. Enjoy. The first crypto project that you've selected is Kusama, KSM. So as I connect now, it's like I'm moving out into an empty space. And although, I see this kind of like a seed energy, it feels like a seed, and it's red in nature in the way that this is coming through. But as you move out from that space through the fields, there's this emptiness. And as I connect to the energy more, it's like there's this subtlety going on there. And it's like there's this kind of flows of energy taking place in that space. But in some way, it feels like there is some sort of dormancy or something that's kind of been worked on or developing that's underneath. Because it's not feeling that active, although there is this kind of space that is being held in some way. So as I ask Spirit to, what can they offer around the project of Kusama, they're kind of giving me a mixed response here. I'm just going to ask, moving into 2024, into 2025, Kusama, yes, good, but there's kind of, it's not giving me anything amazing here in the energy. It's kind of showing me movements up, which feels as though a lot of things are going to move up with the market, but there's kind of these movements up, but then it kind of pulls back a little bit. And I just ask for a little bit more that they can give around Kusama and the trajectory of it as we move along the timeline. There is a reference to it moving up quite prominently in a stage of the market. And I feel as though it's like, my understanding is, it's connected to Polkadot, but it has this feeling that it is like working with others. It feels like it has its time, which is kind of inevitable. And as I said, as certain things move up, other ones move up with it. But, whether or not this is something that, is an amazing project to be holding, well, really that's up to you. It's like it's not giving me any outstanding energy. It's not giving me anything amazing here. And I ask Spirit to, show me a little bit more around this, because it's quite empty. They're not really wanting to give me... They're talking about a weakness that's here with it, not strong enough. Talking about deployment thing, the lack of deployment. If you can understand what that is about. And as I open up further to, Spirit, what have you got to speak to Kusama? Not enough. And not enough influence. It's almost like there's sort of... there's not enough marketing almost around this, or there's not enough push or drive. There's an emptiness around this project in the way that they're showing the energy. Now, they do, as I said, they show this kind of spike up at a particular point when, other things are going up as well. A lot of other things, Polkadot, connection there, as it moves along, Polkadot's shooting up, other things connecting in there with Polkadot, but also, like it also runs, but it's like this weakness. And I ask Spirit anything more they wish to share around. They're kind of not, they're giving me a bit wishy-washy with the energy around this. So I'm just going to really move along from this project. Now, as I said, it may do okay, it may have a decent run, but the Spirit's just impressing upon me that it's not anything outstanding in the way that they're wanting to share the information here. Okay, interesting. We get a bing in that. Outstanding. Yeah, I'll leave that with you and move along. Okay, so the next crypto that you requested is Cetus, with a CETUS. Okay. Okay, as I connect to Cetus, they're straight away, I'm getting these crosses coming in with Cetus. I'm just asking Spirit to open up a little bit more. What can they offer around? It's interesting because they're giving me crosses, but then they're saying yes. But it's almost like it's slow, or it's the start of something, or it's like they give me this feeling of like heaviness and crosses. And when I say crosses, like usually they give me ticks and they give me crosses, but they're kind of giving me a cross here. And, but if I expand the energy out a little bit more, just to ask them if they can offer more than this, they're talking about later on. And they want to say it's not clear yet. There's no clarity here. It's in a transition period, is what's coming through here. And I'm asking them, if they can show me something in reference to this project Cetus. They're showing me a scene, now of beach, people at the beach, and on the edge of the water, there's white sand. We've got a beach ball, and all these people kind of playing on the ocean. And I ask, Spirit, the significance of this scene, because it feels, like everyone's doing their thing, hanging out with families near the water, on the beach. It's very kind of warm. It's very flat. There's not a lot of wind or movement here. And I ask just a little bit more understanding of this scene. It's staying in a particular area. It's like, in the way that they're giving it, it's like all these voices are talking to each other, and people having conversations, and it's like this hub of communication and voices. This is interesting the way this is coming through, but I'm just giving it as I get it. But there is this kind of lack of movement in some way. It's still, so it's not negative in any way. It's just there's a lack of movement. And as I ask, as we move down the timeline further into 2024, into 2025, I'm seeing more movement. It's like it's being built. There's some sort of building that's going on. There's a time of gestation in some way. It's like it's taking its time within a certain period, but then as we move along, there's more positive moves. So it's just kind of not now, is what they're saying. And I'm just going to ask if there's anything more that they wish to share about this project Cetus before we move along to the next coin. They're kind of just holding me back from it at this stage, and wanting me to move away from it. But I want one more bit of information from you guys. I want one more bit of information from you, Spirit, please, around Cetus. Just, okay, loud and clear. It's just not the right time for it. They're pushing me back. Later on, it's like revisiting this later on, and seeing positive moves later on. That's all they want to say about it. Okay, loud and clear. Sometimes I'm trying to squeeze more information out, and they're like, no, step back. So, okay, thank you. All right, so the last coin that you asked about was Kava. Okay, the first word that comes to mind with Kava is struggle. And they're showing me a chart that's kind of struggling along, red, like it's like moving along bottom areas in the way that they show this. And I ask Spirit to help me to understand its energy a little bit more. I've started to feel this kind of pull down in my solar plexus. It's like, it's not easy. There's a hard a hard energy that's kind of slugging along the bottom. And I ask, okay, well, moving into 2024, into 2025, what's the trajectory like, Spirit? Can you give me any information around this project, Kava? They're talking about successes later on. Again, I feel like this could be, in larger parts of the market that many things are doing well, but it's like they show it moving up, but then they kind of show it, coming down again. So it's not giving me a very uplifted energy. Not to say it's not moving and, moving up and doing its thing like so many others, but the energy that comes through with it is just, it's not that uplifted. There's still this kind of heavy tone in there. So once it does its moves, it's kind of not holding them very well. It's, it's still holding this heavy tone in the way that the energy is moving. Now I ask Spirit what they have to say, any words around this project Kava. They're talking about extreme volatility incoming for this. Okay, help me to understand this. They're showing me spikes. Up and down, like it's very jagged, very volatile. In the way they're bringing my attention to this. And I asked them to help me understand this a little bit more. Yeah, it's like it doesn't have enough energy. It doesn't have enough. I'm hearing adoption, but it's like it's trying to move, but it's like, in the way that it feels, it's like the energy has this sense of like trying to start a car that doesn't want to start. It's like you try and turn it over and it's like, and then it might go, and, it might be picking up and then it goes down. So it's like, it's kind of trying to take these bursts of power, but it's getting pulled down. The car's trying to turn over and take off, but it's just not starting. It's like, and it's just giving me this jagged ups and down kind of energy with it. And yeah, so it's not feeling very good. They're giving me a lot of the color red with this also. Now, I'm just going to ask, is there anything more that Spirit wishes to show around Kava? They're just talking about adoption, not enough adoption. They keep saying that. And they're just showing me it moving down, this sinking, this volatility. So yeah, not looking the best. I'm just going to ask, okay, as we move further down into 2024, into 2025, is there anything they can offer? I'm just hearing sink, which, it's not a very positive word, but it's like there's this feeling of heaviness and sinking that just keeps coming in here. Again, it's trying to pick up momentum, pick up speed, but it's sort of struggling along with it. And Spirit's just kind of giving me the cross again, like, no, not this one. But of course, this is for you to choose what you invest in, but they're not giving me much openness, much positivity about this project at this stage. Things can certainly change along the timeline, but at this stage, they're just kind of giving me a cross and wanting me to leave this project where it is. It's interesting because these three projects had kind of similarity in some way. There was this heaviness to them. And I feel as though Cetus was the lighter of the three, but there was just this heavy energy that kept coming into, well, really to all of them in some way. Very stark contrast to some of the other readings that I've done. And some of them have been so open and like positive and expansive and interesting. I just look up at 4444 as I said that. So yeah, it's interesting how different some of the energies of these projects are and what is shown around them. Okay, I hope you enjoyed that reading. If you have any thoughts or information or anything you'd like to share about any of these three projects, please don't hesitate to pop it below. And if you'd also like one of these readings, please get in touch with me via the About page of the channel and the email there. I'll see you guys soon. Raven Scry signing off.